I would like to discuss why using PRP or platelet-rich plasma bioarteriosite has a substantial benefit in the healing process of a patient. Healing for a patient is an important issue when conducting business with a physician. Comfort for people is feeling normal before an injury. Uncomfortableness is that agonizing or frustrating injury. And that is what physicians always deal with inside their office. When patients consult a physician about a non-operative or an operative procedure, patients always have one defining question. And that question is always going to be, what is my healing time going to be? Or you'll get blue-collar workers saying, how long am I out? This is why PRP can be a great antidote for most patients. Studies suggest that growth factors released by PRP induce cells to the site of that injury, cells that will be able to heal that injured site. And that's very important to understand because PRP stimulates vascular ingrowth in that injury site. For example, if you go into the operating room and you have a rotator cuff repair, PRP can stimulate the response time of a supraspinatus healing down to the humeral head. Or if you go into your office, you would have those patients that have hamstring pulls, and if they're active, you can get them down from 4 weeks, possibly to 2.5 weeks. That's something that's very important to understand, again, when dealing with PRP. There are several PRP systems out there on the market today, but I want to discuss the Magellan system by Arteriosite and two of its competitors, Harvest and Biomet. When looking at these PRP systems, there are differences that separate the Magellan system from the Harvest or the Biomet. A key difference is that the Magellan system has a computerized microprocessor that handles the separation of that PRP and PPP. It continually gives you a reproducible concentration of PPP in cc's of a syringe. The Magellan system reads that fluid or the blood inside the system, and it calculates the time it will take for the end result of the PPP. With Harvest or Biomet, you have to manually separate the PRP, and it's probably easier to understand if you have a computerized system that calculates it as opposed to manually having to eyeball it into a cup. There is a big significant difference in that. Manually separating the PRP from PPP could cause a breach in sterility. And I know if I was a doctor and I had a breach in sterility, I would be pretty upset. The Magellan system is a closed system. You put the blood in the centrifuge, and your outcome, once the system is opened up, is your customizable PRP in that syringe. It's the only system out on the market that does that there today. If you take the end result of these three systems, it is important to have exact platelet count. With Arteriosite, it gives you exact platelet count per ml because, again, it is a closed system and it is automatic. So now let's get out there. Let's keep pushing the ball forward with PRP. I look forward to seeing everyone's videos, and thank you very much for listening to mine.